Hey everybody, today's Monday, December 11th, 2017, and I want to create this video about Bitcoin and Bitcoin futures, pointing out certain things not everybody's aware of yet. As everybody knows, Bitcoin futures started trading yesterday night at 6 p.m. Eastern on the Chicago Board of Exchange. It seems to be relatively benign occurrence when it started to trade Bitcoin futures. Some concerns, initial concerns, was that just right before the day before, you saw relative decline in the pricing of Bitcoin, BTC. Everybody was very concerned that Bitcoin future would have like a major downward influence onto the live trading of Bitcoin. But the times has come and gone, and we see now that Bitcoin has gone up by at least 8.5% in the pricing to $16,000, $835. So nearly $17,000. Why I want to make this video is like discussion about the futures of Bitcoin futures. All right. First things first. What are futures? Futures is a financial instrument where you can make bets by the traders about the future pricing of an underlying instrument at a future date. Typically, right now, there's January, there's February, and there's March being traded on the CBOE, Chicago Board of Exchange. And seems like it's performing relatively well. All right, let's load to see what's going on. This is the website of the Chicago Board of Exchange, CBOE.com. And once it loads, it talks about XBT, and you can learn more about it. Let's go and take a look. Okay, the Chicago Board of Exchange CBOE Bitcoin future is symbol XBT. So for those that's uninitiated and uninformed, trading futures, Bitcoin futures is XBT, okay? So you see right here, there's actually four instruments. GXBT is a symbol for the underlying instrument, and there's three futures being traded for the January settlement, 2018, January 17, 2018, February 14, 2018. That's actually Valentine's Day, and March 14, 2018. And you see the volume right now is not a lot. Only a little bit over 3,600 contracts has been traded. So as you can see, it's not really like the big kahuna of what we anticipated. That's only a little bit over 3,600. I mean, compared to the trading volume of other actual live exchanges, this really dwarfs it. So you see, like, the general trend into the future is like relatively good in the prediction of trying to attempt to prediction of the pricing of Bitcoin to nearly $18,400. But that's only 90 contracts. So you see right here, this is the gist of the Bitcoin futures right at this moment. Of course, in the next week or so, in the near future, there will be other exchanges trying to trade Bitcoin futures as well. Chicago Mercantile Exchange, CME, and also maybe Japan and Korea. That will be a little bit later time. All right. So you see right now, to understand the dynamics of Bitcoin and Bitcoin future, is that people are concerned about it may be influencing the futures, maybe influencing the Bitcoin pricing. I think right now does not have enough clout because it's not really heavily traded yet. You see, if it has a clout or heavily traded to even to maybe 100,000 contract to 1,000,000 contracts, then you may have some clout into influencing the live pricing of Bitcoin. All right. So you see, Bitcoin right now is trading near $16,800. So you see, within the 7 days, you see a little bit of a dip in December 10th, just right before December 10th, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There was a little bit of fear and hesitation in the market, fearing what the futures may do. Here's what I'm sensing right now. One exchange trading a little bit of Bitcoin futures will not affect the live pricing of Bitcoin. Instead, I think it's the other way around, where the live trading prices will influence the futures pricing. So that's an important point to point out. So you see, the influencer is the Bitcoin live pricing right now, because the market is traded 24/7, and traded around the world in different localities. So what can influence the, so you think about it, it's the exchanges influencing each other more in terms of the Bitcoin pricing than any other thing. Trading in Korea, in Asia, in Africa, at least in Zimbabwe, trading in Venezuela, where people are using Bitcoin to buy food on the internet. Remember the pigs countries and so forth like that, where they have a European debt and they were influencing the economy, and people transfer the value into Bitcoin. So that's that. So right now, my several points in sum is that the Bitcoin futures market is not have enough big clout yet to cause much influence on the live pricing until we talk again when the Chicago Mercantile Exchange introduces Bitcoin futures, and again in Japan when they say they will introduce Bitcoin futures as well, and Nasdaq. Now you see, when there's like a eventual buildup of exchanges that would have among the exchange cohesion into agreement on what the future pricing of Bitcoin would be, then it would have some influence on the live trading prices. But I'll let you know, because Bitcoin is still different than all the other instruments. It's not, it's really a privacy transaction where a bro want to exchange value of another bro. It's a privacy transaction. You can say anything you want about it. I can say it's a scam, or I can say it's the best invention in the whole world. But down to the root beneath it, it's a privacy transaction of value. That whatever you say doesn't really matter. It's a bro transferring value in exchange for another value to another bro. As long as they agree on that, what they say doesn't really matter. And that's why the pricing in a major timing so far has been, not have been by the influence of the opinions. You see what I'm saying, right? The legitimacy of Bitcoin has been proven during the PIGS time, where it stands for Portugal, Ireland, Greece, and Spain during the European debt crisis, where the smart brothers transferred the value to protect the value from foreign currency into Bitcoin. And again in Venezuela, where the currency go to zero, and due to corruption in the government, and the smart brothers transfer their value into Bitcoin. And again in Zimbabwe more recently, when the president became corrupt and fired the successor, causing turmoil of the military, and the smart brothers transferred the value into Bitcoin. And now we have the similar circumstances of the North Korean and South Korean conflict, or in the tension with the United States as well, where Korea paying a premium of at least $1,000 on Bitcoin, so that people can hold the value and so forth like that. So there's a many, much more stronger controlling dynamics on the pricing of Bitcoin, because these have proven to be to itself to be life-saving value store. That's a new role that has evolved for Bitcoin. All right. So today's the brief discussion of the dynamics of Bitcoin and the Bitcoin futures and the different aspects that's actually influencing more of the Bitcoin live pricing, such as the life-saving value store role that has evolved for Bitcoin. All right, please do remember, if you like these videos discussing ulterior topics that you never find anywhere else, please do subscribe and like, and tell your friends about it. And I do accept donations as well in crypto, which I listed below. All right, hopefully this is a little bit helpful in pointing out certain topics of Bitcoin dynamics. All right, today's Monday, December 11, 2017, and happy investing into Bitcoin.